Is Bitcoin in danger? Will the price fall? If you're interested to find out, please keep watching. Bybit is one of the best exchanges I've ever used. It provides great market depth, a smooth user experience, and an impeccable interface. So go ahead and click the link below. After completing KYC and depositing $100, you'll receive a Bitcoin contract position worth $1,000 right away. It's a real position. If you make a profit, you can withdraw it. If you lose any money, you only lose a free position. Okay. Let's take a look. As of now, I still hold the $700,000 long position. However, the funding fee has been a pain. About $5,000 were used for the funding fee. This is one of the downsides of playing with trend positions. If the oscillation lasts for a long time, the cost of holding a position is a lot higher than holding the spot goods. This is one thing to consider when you trade. But personally, I have confidence in this recent wave of price hikes. Now, back to the Bitcoin chart. Based on the 4-hour chart, we can see that it's still above this line of support. The range is around $29,900 to $29,800. Once the price goes below this support line, then, above this white line, all the newly added long positions, including the spot goods and futures, will face a lot of risks. Previously, the line of support has perfectly played its role. This time, despite the impact of the latest news, it managed to hold the price. However, if we continue to test the support level, it will be quite risky. What I worry about the most is this spot. We reached this spot after the price hike. It's been oscillating for around 25 days. If we enter next week, it will be more than 25 days. Now, let's take a look. If we overlay this chart on the daily candlestick chart, people might ask, how is the oscillation related to this price increase? So, let's take a look. In the past, why do I say this increase is the initial stage of the increase? Because we had just gone through a recent pullback. What does it mean? After this wave of increase, we went through a wave of pullback. So in the price increase afterward, this wave of increase should be categorized as the initial stage, or a bull market that is going strong. There shouldn't be any major oscillations. If there is an oscillation, it means the trend needs to be corrected. Crypto whales think that, for example, long and short positions need to be adjusted. Only then will there be a pullback. Of course, it could be done in a price drop. Because this is a bull market, the pullback can be in the form of a price drop or an oscillation, or maybe in the form of an oscillated price drop. It won't be a smooth trend. That can be troublesome. Or there could be another situation. During the price increase, crypto whales think that this is a spot that calls for an exchange of chips for rallying the market more easily in the future. So in this phase, we will go through an oscillation and adjustment. However, why is it abnormal to oscillate for a long time? Why is exchanging a chip and cleaning the position abnormal for this part? It's not the case. We had just gone through a major adjustment. The adjustment has just ended. I think that since the adjustment has ended, the next phase of the trend will begin. We've just finished chip exchange or shaking off the leveraged positions. In this wave, we've done that. Why are we doing it again at this spot? Given the long duration, this calls for some doubts or some lack of confidence in this wave of price increases. The longer it oscillates at this spot, the greater it impacts the bull market. Or in other words, the longer the oscillation, the weaker this bull market will be. We can refer to the previous healthy bull market and see how it went. How did the trend go during the pullback and oscillation? For example, I think this spot over here is very apt to be a classic example. At the time, the bull market was full of momentum. I'm referring to the early part. As you can see, a price increased soon after the price increase. Then, another soon afterward. After the pullback, the price plummeted. Then, the price increase was smooth. As you can see, it's forming higher lows. During the oscillation, the lows were still getting higher ever so slightly. This trend lasted for a long time. That's 46%. A bull market where BTC gained a 46% increase in price change. There is another case of example. We saw a small bull market in the previous wave. During the small bull market, the trend. Turning on the log. The trend was pretty smooth. The adjustment didn't last long. The momentum was strong. In this wave of price increases, there were some adjustments, but it had strong momentum. Of course, we can compare the trends, but the cycles are different. Back to the current trend. The current trend has lasted quite a while, with a bumpy ride, compared to the previous trend. And based on its different stages, there is another terrifying type of categorizing. As you can see, there was an adjustment period. There was an oscillation. Some questioned whether or not there would be another wave of price drop. How far will the price drop? If there is a further price drop, is it possible to test the strength of this trend line? If the trend line is to be tested, I think this wave of price increases might not be what we imagined. Originally, we thought there'd be another wave of price increases after the adjustment. What if it drops back to the trend line? The trend might not be the category we had expected. It's possible that we have to do this to sort it out. The trend is a rectangular box. It's a huge box pattern. This could likely be the true form of the trend. If it falls back and touches the trend line, I think the trend line, given the level of adjustment of this wave, it shouldn't touch the trend line. Otherwise, the price increase is too weak. It's way too weak. Now, let's switch to a 4-hour chart. Take a look at the 4-hour chart. There is an oscillation here. Has it reached the bottom? I think it only escaped the critical zone on the weekend. I doubt there is a clear signal of hitting bottom. As you can see, over here, you can somewhat sort out a head and shoulders pattern. Okay, you can somewhat make out a head and shoulders pattern. We must be wary of this pattern. The neckline is below it. It's around $29,800 to $29,900. So, we have to be careful about this. If it drops below the white line, the long positions will be in grave danger. Personally, I won't be selling short. After all, we won't sell short in a bull market. Alright, thank you. You're welcome to like and share my videos and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the little bell button to show me your greatest support. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.